with her.
The audacity.
I can only assume Dasan saw that news and thought, well, I don't want that to be me. Yeah, that's recent world news, by the way.
In. Ooh. They are up close.
Vale, ha ganado Cloud9. Vale.
Trying some new things.
Ha ganado Cloud9, vale. Pues último partido Cloud9, Virtus.pro. Os lo dejo por aquí, chavales, que es lo que voy a tardar en hacer ejercicio, ducharme y demás, y luego más tarde nos vemos.
I didn't think that they could change stuff. That was my thing. And I saw James make decisions on the fly. They adapted. I just don't think that they do it enough to ultimately clutch out the map.
No, and that's the case with James. We hope over time that he builds this atmosphere on his game, that he's able to change up the pace all of a sudden. And I think we saw glimpses of it on this game, but I think we need to see more of it.
Glimpses, specific moments that you think that we saw?
I think they actually played really tactically well, both of the teams. So I really want to have a round 11 where I can show both teams really playing a really good match here on Anubis. We initially have a B push here from the Cloud9 side, which I think is a great idea. They want to get that information early on. They get it, but look how smart Nova plays this. He communicates, James, there are two pushing B, we need to get away. He tells the other guys,
ahí os dejo el partido, chicos, que es el resumen del partido y el siguiente.
Bomb side afterwards. So they just really tactically play smart. And then we also see the timing for the lurker is perfect. Because of all that chaos that happened, he's able to go behind them.
Bueno, sí, terminó la partida. Ganó Cloud9. El primer mapa de Overpass ganó Virtus.pro. Ahora gana Cloud9. Y se termina en Inferno.
And they needed that confidence boost in order for them to feel like, hey, we can actually come in here, change things up, and potentially take rounds off them.
Yeah, they had some great moments, but they certainly also had some bad ones. And I think they, just a couple of rounds later, on round 20, they did the exact opposite of a well-playing team. And I would really love to dive into that clutch as well, because I think there's so many moments where they fail on basics. We're gonna see the potential B hit here. It's all a fake. They're going on A. They get the B side pretty easily, but they go for the smokes, get the kills, and then we have all this of a sudden 5v2. But look at the rotation. It's so bad from Virtus.pro. They get the side. If James gets flashed, it's a good one from Boomich. But look at the guy in the middle, how much chaos one guy is causing. He sees him in the start. Why is he sticking around for this guy? Just leave him. Everybody on the CT side is looking for that lurker, and it gives the amount of space that Cloud9 needs to win the round. Or they don't win the round, but they could easily have won the round.
They didn't win this particular round, but they did very quickly, I think, towards the end of that map, realize that they could push Virtus.pro when Virtus.pro made those mistakes and utilize them in their favor. And of course, I think that last round where we saw Cloud9 ultimately win the map was that was Virtus.pro is going to be backstage right now complaining about that.
And we obviously often quote them for their principles of being good at structure. And here they fail the most basic. You never smoke off main. You smoke the bomb. Look at the opportunity that they give to the T's to just stand behind the smoke and spray through the bomb. Why are they not smoking the bomb so they can strafe in front of the smoke and actually kills the T? Big mistake, and it cost them the game.
I got the impression there that it was a bit of a panic. It was almost like they knew that if Cloud9 won that round, they won the map. And it felt like they reverted to very basic errors in a sort of panic of we don't know what to do, which is that adaptability we keep talking about.
Sure, but a team of this caliber should be able to take a deep breath and be like, okay, guys, what is the smartest play? We have a retake here. We have 20, 30 seconds still. The bomb has just got planted, and then they smoke off main instead of the bomb. It just cost them so deeply.
I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. They should have known better.
Yeah, they know instantly. When they start shooting through the smoke, they knew, what the hell did we just do? We just lost the game.
You know that's the conversation happening right now. There'll be a couple of arguments. On the other side, though, Cloud9, we've spoken a lot about Virtus.pro's mistakes. I think Cloud9 looked really solid.
Yeah, I mean, Perfecto, it's hard to have any criticism of this guy. He delivers almost every time for this project right now. I think he's really, really valuable. On this anchor role, he's just so solid. So rarely that we see him give the entry kills.
We've got a bunch of highlights now on your screen, which just showcases what a great job Perfecto was able to do on Anubis. As a whole lineup, do you think that this is working for Cloud9? We obviously spoke a lot about the different roles and how they're changing it up.
Yeah, I was scared with the Cloud9 roster when Shiro left that they didn't have initially enough firepower, but with the rise of Perfecto in this lineup, I think they all of a sudden have, because Hobbit and Boomich is not going to give you 30 kills, but all of a sudden we have a guy like Perfecto in his prime again.
Were you happy with Boomich though? I mean, I still feel like he's a little bit demure on the server right now.
I mean, he creates space, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. We have some maps where it works better. I think Overpass is certainly not one of them because it's so structured. Those maps who are less structured, I think Boomich can have a better way of trying to go through that smoke, catch the timing, be in his prime in this way.
Are you happy with what you're seeing from Virtus.pro? Do you think, I mean, they are a major winner. So I always think that that's, and people can say what they want about that major, they still lifted the trophy. So they are a major winner. Are they showing signs of being able to compete with the top teams? I just worry, my opinion first, is that when I look at them on Anubis, I just don't know if they're as well-oiled as they need to be.
Yeah, for me, the issue is the map pool. They certainly can play an overpass to a very good level, the world's best in my opinion, but the rest of the maps is looking not lackluster, but they're kind of on an equal level with some of the bottom teams at this tournament. They really need to find out a way to copy some of the things they do well on overpass to other games.
How does that work though for a team that plays as much as they do? They say it in all the interviews. They're constantly playing deathmatch. I think I actually spoke to you backstage about the few times I've been at events with them. If they're prac rooms, they are normally the first players into the prac room early in the morning, the last ones out at night. I've watched them physically be removed from a venue because of how much they're playing. What are they doing though? Because the map pool's still not deep enough.
Yeah, but it's the kind of same thing. If you go to a test and you don't know the answers to the test, it doesn't matter if you have 4 hours or 10 hours. So somebody needs to come into this project and really give their learnings. Is it the coach? Is it going to be James? Is it going to be a 5th guy instead of nobody or me at some point? I'm not too sure, because they need to find a way to build their map pool.
Do you think James would listen to someone else, though, coming in and giving their... Because I get the impression that this is not a democracy. I think it's very much James says this, and off we go.
I also think it's James land, and I don't think the other guys have too much to say, but I hope with a guy with a lot of experience and potentially also some trophies in the back could go into a team and be like, this could also be better.
Potentially. Probably not. And I don't think we're going to find out anytime soon. I think Virtus.pro is sticking with what they've got, and they are going to continue to stick with it as we move to Inferno right after this. It's a Group D winners bracket match currently underway. Virtus.pro up against Cloud9. Each of these teams have won their selective map picks, and now we move to the decider. It is Inferno. Inferno, which here during blast groups we haven't seen much of lately.
No, it's a very much middle ground for many teams. Many good teams are good at it, but they don't want to pick it because they always have that one better map.
Fair enough. So now it is the decider. I mean, that tends to be the thing, right? You normally see Inferno as the decider. So Cloud9, Virtus.pro, I think they're both pretty confident on Inferno, but I'm curious, when you've now had a chance to see them a little bit more over the last 2 days, taking a look at Cloud9, how do you think that they are going to tackle this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be two different sides. I'm going to be having the focus on the T side from both teams. I think we're going to see the guy in the picture, Boomich, going to take a lot of control on the banana. He's probably going to throw the smoke in every round, try to Molotov banana, trying to get the times. While on the other side, we're going to have the Jame approach, which is going to be way more slow. And this is going to come with the Molotov from Deep Banana, going to stand behind the smokes. We're going to retake it, and they're going to play the long game. So I'm thinking the banana is going to be the focus.
I agree with you on Banana being the focus, but I do worry a little bit about James Time right here, because I think Cloud9 has the potential, especially with that gen over there, to increase the pace quite drastically here on Inferno. And I don't know how James handles that when they're coming in a little bit aggressive and faster than usual.
It's also going to be how are they going to use their utility on B? Are they going to save it for the late rounds? If they're able to get the banana control and they're going to jump car with the smoke, then Virtus.pro can't play that slow style that you're asking for.
It's pretty interesting though. Both teams have played 8 maps of Inferno, so this is really nice stats. I'm not normally the stats person because I figured most people have seen it on the internet already, but this is an interesting one. It's kind of in a situation where Virtus.pro should, by rights, be the favorites to take this. What do you think?
I mean, stats can be hard, especially when they play different tournaments. There's no doubt that Cloud9 has been playing some more prestige tournament last year than Virtus.pro, so they play a couple of interesting ones that gives the stats a little bit of a different meaning, I would say.
So banana control, you think that that's one of the win factors here. I would argue pace as well.
Yeah.
So basically control the pace and control banana, and you should be able to take the victory.
Also, one thing that I'm going to be looking out for is that when Jame gets the orb on the CT side, how much is he going to save? He's going to save a lot, but are you able to hunt him down? Because Inferno, it's actually a relatively hard map to save on. I know Jame is famous for it, but if Cloud9 do it well, they can hunt him down together.
I worry about that very point though, because like we saw in Anubis, as much as Virtus.pro is starting to be a little bit more dynamic and adaptable, they're not quite ready to like move out of their comfort corner. And now you're going to be in a position where you have got some aggressive players who will, I think, will chase him and are going to try and stop that. We heard Electronic at the start. He said, we know how they play. We know their style. It's going to suit Cloud9 to kind of get a little bit in their faces.
It's also going to be a very deciding CT side because, you know, if you lose 2 players on B, it's just an instant save. We're not going to see the rotations coming in as much on Anubis. You have that safe path behind the CT area and you can get into the sides. But in Inferno, you kind of have to be there already.
If we go back to the beginning when we were making our predictions for this particular matchup, I felt pretty confident that Cloud9 had it in the bag. I think that they have a deeper map pool, and I think that they have a little bit more adaptability. I know that you were leaning towards Cloud9. You still there?
Yeah, I think Inferno Boomich has made so many good results on this map. I think he, of anyone, should know how to close down a third map.
There we go. We're both going with the Cloud9 call, and we're going to find out if we're correct.
Yes, ma'am. That's how that works around here, Sam. We will find out if you are correct. Whether whoever not is correct tonight, doesn't matter to me, man. I want an uptick in performance, okay? I want to see the most competitive map 3 possible between these two teams. I think that with the form we got out of Cloud9 yesterday, particularly versus Heroic, give me a little whooping, maybe. Maybe put VP in their place.
I think Cloud9 are going to win.
I think Banana's going to be a problem for Virtus.pro. I think that they are now ever so slightly the GGBet odd favorites, but I mean, you can't even separate these two. So yeah, I think Banana could become problematic for Virtus.pro. If I see a Cloud9 win condition, it's the fact that Boomich is not on the op.
Yeah.
You know, he's not on the op. He's going to be in Banana. He's going to be doing his thing. And you said it back on Anubis, right? When he's got rifles, or if he were to play with a rifle all the time, he could legit just post better numbers.
He'd be better, yeah.
So let's see if he can do that here on Inferno. Let's see who picks up the op on Inferno.
Not an op-centric map.
Let's see if it's not even a problem. But at least Inferno leads teams to save. VP already love it.
I love that.
That's why they should be thriving here on map 3.
Yeah. But the thing that's been great about VP in CS2 is that you just can't save as much because there's not as many rounds.
Fair.
So they have to participate more, which is great. No more sitting in the back of the class, VP.
Nuh-uh.
It's time to raise your hand.
Get up front, take some notes. Whatever the hell you've been doing back there, keep it at home.
I don't know, I'm going to take VP. I can see this argument for the CT side of Cloud9, but I saw a lack of composure on that last map that made me worried about the IGL. Not even the op anymore, the IGLing. I feel like James was just way ahead. And he does every step of the way. I don't really have faith in Cloud9 in terms of decision making as a team last map, so maybe that changes. But
James loves to get weird.
Also, was that when we talked about the dream team ended with 3 players from VP.
Sí, ya va a empezar, chavales.
James loves to get a little weird on Inferno. I've seen James crush souls on Inferno. Single-handedly destroyed Movistar Riders on that B site, yes sir. The clock is the friend of Inferno. And James is Mr. Chronological. Little mid-push. Scares Cloud9 for the second. They've got to make sure that's all clear before they decide to go any which way. Sure enough, both teams retreat in a 5v5. Yeah, make sure he's not down in underground. You never know where the pesky CTs get off to. VP afforded the A stack, 4 players here with James in the center of the universe on the site itself. Cloud9 just decided they're not going to waste any more time. It's just the flood. 5 forward between short and apartments. Stack in the right position for Virtus.pro. This is back-to-back CT pistol rounds where they have the right pieces in place. It's an empty gun for Electronic. He's desperate. But just like back on Anubis, they stack the right site before Cloud9 commit.
Every stack was right. Every stack was right. And Cloud9 got plenty of stacks wrong. That's for sure. Cloud9 can still win pistols despite that because they do have the firepower. They did really great on pistols yesterday in their best of 3. I think they won like, did it go 3 maps even?
Versus Big?
Versus Big?
No sir, 2-0.
So it was just, I think they won 3 of 4 pistols. What he said.
Careful. You don't know what Norbert's saying.
It's Norbert though. If it was someone else,
I don't know, man.
I'd be more concerned. Like Deston? I think he swears a lot.
3 UMPs. This is definitely a cultural thing. Virtus.pro.
It might just be a meta thing now because we're seeing it more. Like it was like a few years into CS:GO, people realized it shreds armor. It was actually pretty good versus armor, and then they nerfed it pretty badly. But maybe there's something about it now in CS2 that works. James got that 2K inside of bathrooms.
Yeah, they've made it look good.
Yeah.
Norbert's made it look good as well.
They might have some interesting stats now that work out for it.
It's what, $50 less expensive than the MP9?
It's kind of small. You can put it in your pocket.
Norbert hanging onto the pit. Smoke in front of the pistol that comes out, but Axile not given a chance to get a frag. And everybody just kind of leaves Axile dead alone in pit. They'll find flip bottom middle. Fame delayed his peak. His ump's not looking as straight as the others.
I think one of the problems with it, definitely low ammo.
Yeah.
No salió volando.
And weird
no salió volando.
Yep. That's the thing. And less bullets than the MP9. So it's $50 less expensive. You get 5 bullets less in your magazine. It shoots slower. And the recoil is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And the nerf was in CSGO was that it stopped doing so much damage from range. Before that point, it was really good. It was really, really good.
Yeah, I love the ump.
There was Stanislaw, who's basically championing the ump, jumping. It was
Arrow,
Bruno, who was playing on balcony.
La última vez, ¿cuánto tenía?
Oh, quick burst out
no
from
sé,
apartments.
400.
But it's going to get cleaned up nice and easy. Mows him down. Few seconds there left. Cloud9 find no foot in the second round of the match.
La hija de Craya, a ver qué vas a soltar, Kevin?
Norberto.
Bueno, está bien.
Sí, pero espera, mira. Es que hace rato que no le doy. Ah, bueno, mira, se ha mantenido. Este se ha mantenido todavía. Vamos a ver lo que tarda en subir.
Ya se ha atascado.
Sí, que no pasa nada.
Racking my brain.
Que voy a merendar y voy a seguir.
Yo lo desataste. Vale.
I would say Ents was up there.
Están en el último partido, Virtus.pro.
Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Astralis was pretty calm.
Acabamos
They
de jugar.
beat Vitality the other
Pues
night.
es lo que estaba pensando
It'd get
mientras
too
hacía
crazy.
ejercicio, no lo sé.
I mean, again, VP's still the calmest. I'm not challenging
Device,
that.
like, I mean, Device actually talks in the middle of games and stuff.
A little bit, yeah, but
VP don't do that
versus
at all.
Astralis,
Ya
versus
le he
Astralis,
dicho
they
a Roy,
kept it in their pants, man. I think that's because Blame F, remember Blame F's lesson was learned?
Vitality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Blame F's lesson that he learned versus
Tira,
complexity
tira.
That was funny.
last year?
Yeah.
No has visto
I
el
don't think
WhatsApp,
I've
One
¿verdad?
time he's really,
I haven't heard Blame F talk
Talk smack.
smack since.
yeah.
He's like, maybe this isn't for me.
Maybe wait. till
Hostia,
it's
que
like
Boom Beach está en
one round.
Cloud9.
Yeah, until you win.
2 rounds.
Qué fuerte.
Close it out first.
Because I've heard a few Blame F pop-offs. Man's got a little bass. He's got a lot of bass. So 2 of those
Guys think
SMGs
so?
move out.
Blast TV. Cloud9 are gonna just run away with this.
Who walks away with it? No one's running.
I think Virtus.pro win this map, but
Let's find
Tiene que
out.
va a
can't
ganar
see the future,
Cloud9.
man. I think the odds are
Por el momento gana
very
Virtus.pro.
reasonable. Very reasonable.
Tú fíjate cómo juegan, chaval. O sea, mira los de banana y mira los de A. Están 2 en pit.
Have to make sure the individual levels don't fall off. Cold start for a few of these Cloud9 players,
Hostia, no me lo creo.
although only 2 rounds deep. What is
Oh, me
this?
parece que la han
No
hecho,
me
tío.
creo que se hayan ido todos de
Definitely
B.
good time to go here. There's only also those
Come on,
UMPs that are coming in. So smoke comes down, but Cloud9 will be going through this in a second.
I mean, they're gonna walk into a completely open site. What is
No me lo
this?
creo.
Okay. I mean, James already pushed through Hall, so now they're all going to start rotating. But
Este se tira el humo y se pira.
they're running in. Smoke's about to expire. I think they got like 7 more
Ahora
seconds on
están
this.
rotando
And
todos
Norbert's the
porque se han dado
4th player
cuenta.
to come through CT, so that Molotov's going to be a little late, but because of the hesitations of Cloud9, I mean,
Yeah,
they
the
could have hit
smoke.
this
Yeah,
10
the smoke.
seconds ago.
The smoke.
No, este
Boosted
piso.
up, flashbangs are fantastic. Molly lands. Oh, it's kind of ugly.
They have to
Boomich
plant.
has to plant. 5 seconds left. Flit charges him down, but he's behind the pillar of the fountain, so he'll get away with plants. And a smoke out of the tees. Ooh, that got crazy.
Yeah, Boomich is low. Round is not over.
Norbert's got the kit. Playing out from Coffin, waiting for James to
Qué bicho
slowly
tengo
work his
yo.
way up Banana. Norbert worried that maybe he's getting flanked, but they're both right here, ready to hold him. Instant headshot
Nice
comes out
swing.
from Axile. Beautifully
Ahora sí lo
done.
han
That's
hecho
enough
bien
to
los de
turn Jame
Cloud9.
away. A frantic moment on the front of that site. If the ump spray was any better.
He can get them both killed, so he's gonna chill for a second. I don't know if he times the swing properly. Oh, yeah. I don't know if he gets a gun here. Boomich.
Bueno,
is good
pues
to
un
go.
AK jodido.
Jame with that UMP, yeah. I mean, they fully respected the smoke that brings it down to 15 seconds. It was thrown at 45, right? So, or it was thrown at, or whenever it was thrown. But it was coming up around 15 to 17 seconds.
Yo antes utilizaba muchísimo la UMP, tío.
It was Fame who was boosted. That's the problem when like you have like this team decision. Like guys, we're all gonna play the ump. What if there's one guy who's like not as comfortable? You know, 3 out of the 4 say, yeah, we'd love umps.
Oh, what do you think the
I think I mean MP9. I think most people would prefer an MP9 over an ump.
I mean, in that category, what other guns do they have? I guess I was wondering.
What do you mean, sorry?
Like, what do they?
Sí, la verdad que sí, este
They're choosing
partido
to
va a
buy
estar
4
chulo.
umps instead of like 2 umps or 2 MP9s or.
But that's.
Y quedan los que
yeah,
perdieron de
they
este
don't
grupo.
want- I mean, I don't, yeah, okay.
Maybe Fame doesn't like it,
Fame doesn't like it.
but the others like it more,
Then
so
after
he has
something
to
else.
buy it in case he has to drop it to them. James says, don't you ever drop me an MP9, you have to play the ump.
Okay.
And that's why Fame on that boost last round honestly just kind of whiffed. The utility didn't make his life any easier, but those were 2 players jumping with bombs in their hands. Stacks in the right place this time, 50 seconds, and Cloud9 just want to phase through the arch side. Jame ahead of the smoke gets the frag back, and we're gonna rock this back and forth, it seems.
Open net. Once again over at B. They
Te
have time
están
to get
jugando
back.
3-4 en A, chaval, y uno rotando B.
They don't like wasting.
No está
money
haciendo
trying to
ejercicio
do
todo
this
eso,
at
¿no?
Banana.
Sí.
But this is what
Vale,
happens.
pues voy a
now. There's a
ordenar aquí
gap
una
in.
cosa aquí en casa.
As you
Mientras
called
todo
for
lo
last
hace.
round, they're trying to move a bit faster. That's a good smoke that allows them to get out the back of it. Of course, you can still get killed.
Good dink.
Hostia, Electronic, tú, ¿cómo lo has dejado?
But not enough to stop the plants.
Yeah. 2 full retake setups with umps, no grenades. Nothing magical happens here, and well,
Nah, van a guardar.
that's why there won't be any retake.
Tienen famas y tienen 2 UMPs y una VP.
Guess saving for next round is no problem. It is kind of funny.
Van a
Though.
joder
At least
armas.
Cloud9 find the exploit really fast. Like they don't even walk banana because they know they can run all the way up banana, and not see anything,
Van a
and
joder
not even be
armas.
heard because there's no one there to listen to it.
B ends up being a field day back-to-back rounds. Cloud9 happy about that one. Or maybe not too happy. No time for happiness yet.
Está bien.
To the victor goes the happiness.
And all the spoils. Perfecto top in the charts last map. Nice to see him having a solid game on Anubis. Up there early here for C9 on map 3. Boomich looking for the gunfight. Deep nade. Gonna take a chunk out of Electronic and Boomich, but they're not gonna stop pressuring this with flashes and presence. VP really one of those teams that are so content to just like assemble and disassemble stacks back and forth.
Yeah, yeah.
Really mobile CT side.
It's admirable, but last round was a good example of like you can just get completely exploited for that. Like they didn't have anybody or anyone listening.
Si hacemos
Like
la
playing
meta.
retake, even if you are there in time, is like it's not really a winning strategy. And again, that's in CS:GO there was more rounds to work with to try stuff like that. In MR12, you're just introducing variants, and once again, it's a retake setup here for them on Inferno. I just really hate these, but
Incendiary in front of the push. How many men come scrambling over, if any?
I don't even know how he's gonna stop this.
Is not. Molly burns out. Flash over coffin already. Now he's just down to the frag grenade. He could open the coffin smoke, but Electronic's gonna have cover of this. He'll go for the spam and almost kills Boomich, but again, just a free bomb plant and arguably a free round win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want this to be a flirting versus harassment situation, so I will say, just as much I was criticizing Cloud9 on Anubis, Virtus.pro, what are you guys doing? They don't have a lot of utility because they didn't full buy on everybody this round, so if they wanted to say either we win on A or we give it up, fine. But I think they could have still, you know, had a better chance of winning without even sacrificing everybody, so yeah.
But it's a 24-round game. VP know it, and Jame plans accordingly. The lead, however, slides the way of C9.
Y explota la bomba. Una ronda más para Cloud9.
Like these kinds of.
Imagine you hate spending money, but you got to play like CT Banana, which costs like $4,000 just to
every
play.
round. Yeah. It's high buy-in. Yes, the Boomich bomb plant replay.
Most exciting part of the round right there. Free win for Cloud9. Off calling, I mean, they figured out to get up banana fast, and yeah, VP might actually do something that silly twice, 3 times in a row. They were right. So let's see if we get an evolution of the game plan here from VP.
Let's hope we get an evolution from the game plan of VP. Please. For their sake. Surely there will come a time where they fight for banana, Launders. Surely.
Yeah. I mean, if you love it, you should fight for it. So we'll see if they love banana.
T's smoke it out themselves. And then start to press closer to the A site. For the first time, this A site's finally not stacked.
And they have seen Banana now. Cloud9 are hoping that they don't play for it early. So this might work out well for James. We'll see.
Flit also doesn't rotate over, so it's still just 3 on A. They come through the smoke. Mir's gonna get nothing done. Oh, damn, dude, this setup's compromised. At least the moto smoke's down. But James gonna feel this pinch coming through, and a missed shot could spell disaster for him and the defense. He still manages to recover with 1, but everybody else from C9 punctures through into the site with the plant. And those B defenders, who were a little hesitant to retake or rotate even after seeing Banana was open, they kind of lingered around in the construction for a bit.
There's that. I think also Brown's kind of done if Mir doesn't, you know, do anything right there. Like that was such an like. I don't like to zone in too much on like individual decision making, like how he wanted to take that gunfight, but that had to be the worst option for what information he had. He was in a position to peek after the flash as soon as he heard it. He was in a position to fall back early if he knew that they were going to pop through the smoke if he didn't want to fight. And he was in a position to get to like library or use utility instead of fighting. And instead he just stood in the archway, listened to the flash, and let 3 people swing on him.
And died.
And died. Nothing. Yeah, so that puts the A site in jeopardy. I mean, your arch guy needs to be able to put pressure on the Wrap to stay alive. So that was, I think, a brain fart moment from Mir.
Yeah, he was a non-factor in that last round.
They weren't even really looking at him for that first.
Now, had James hit that first shot, he would have posted 2 kills. Norbert also gets 1.
Yeah, then it makes up for it.
You know, that one op shot was pretty close as well. Cloud9 content with the way that Inferno has begun. 4 rounds already early on this T side. C9 may get caught off by James now, offing towards B. That allows Mir to be the dedicated A site player, and Fame will take over Arch instead. They're gonna leave James solo by the looks of things.
Now that makes sense because he can play late round banana control where a rifler can't.
That's a team ollie.
Oops.
Wasn't me, says Hobbit, knowing that it was.
Well, James can't help, but he can't allow all 4 of his riflers to stick together here to fight.
Mir's nade, huge damage. Ooh. Huge damage, 114 damage off 1 frag grenade.
Take the kill though, any day of the week.
Sets him up. Hobbit's gonna stay lingering in the arch. Peek around short side, just plays right into the crosshair of Perfecto. And that's gonna keep Cloud9 gunning for this A site. 25 seconds. 5 versus 2. It is only pit control.
They're not getting the rotations they want. Boomich is in the B site, so now they just have less players to attack here.
Just got to get past pit. They fall down onto Fame. Norbert, can he do it all alone? 2 kills, and that bomb's got to cross, and the arch player can't help him.
Oh, yeah.
James won it in CT. Norbert had a chance, the slightest chance to do it all, but instead, Cloud9 posts 5.
Yeah, 1 more frag is what they needed. At least Cloud9 had numbers in that situation, but that's kind of funny. They had Boomich running up into B, realizing he could fake for sure, but like there was no rotation coming. I mean, the thing is that the 2 players on A were stuck in pit, right? There's no way for them to actually rotate if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So they had already taken over Arch. So maybe it was sort of futile to just say like, let's pretend it's B right now. It's good that they can make them frustrated.
Yes.
Same way.
Yeah, you got to shake VP up a bit. Feels like at the moment, Boomich is just out calling James. Flit's gonna slide out behind sandbags. He's got a lot to handle here. Perfecto and Axile looking for the trade, but he gets away. They give him just a little room to work. And Norbert catches the push top mid. Desperate one here, but they'll try their damnedest. Good flashbangs at least allow the cross, and Flit has no control of the bomb site. Flit on an op. It's not every day. Maybe we get a treat. Bit of tag damage coming through the smoke. Axile, he'll put the bomb down. Let's see this retake, 4v2. Oh. Norbert already clears out Pit, and Axile has been relegated to the deepest of corners on this backside. Surely, this position cannot get him 4 frags. 1, sure. 2, maybe. 4.
Shroud wins this.
This would take something phenomenal. Flit gonna come out first. Nearly a second, but that's all they're gonna write for this one. Cloud9 down 2 players before they even get the plant. At least they get the plant, but it is VP's third.
Yeah, that was something good. I mean, last round wasn't really a calling problem as it was individual, right? Because they had 4A. And they also, yeah, like Boomich running into B-side and dying, didn't actually change the map at all. But they had the kills.
Free one from Norbert, who had quite a significant drop-off between map 1 and map 2. Even more significant when you think he is the second highest rated player behind Flit so far at this event for VP. So nice to see him back at the top. 8 kills after what was a pretty inspired flank, making sure the post plant gets nothing to be proud of. Round 9.
Once again, 4-1 versus the A hit. This is what you want as a CT.
Oh, those dinks. Even as Mir's blinded, you just hear them. You just hear those dinks racking up like a slot machine paying out. Damage at an all-time high towards Pit, and a smoke in front of him. Sorry, Hobbit, your luck's just run out.
What was the slot machine called? Barry's Belly Busters or something?
Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania, baby.
Right, yeah.
That's a classic. Larry's treated me well over the years.
First time in Vegas like 3 months ago.
Dude, me and I get to, so we go to the esports awards. I meet up with Maui Snake before you got to the city.
Yeah.
And me and Maui go out for dinner. And then he's showing me down the strip. You know, he takes me to the Luxor, takes me to Caesar's Palace after we walk by, you know, kind of the strip and whatnot. Having a good time. And we're walking through the sea of slot machines. And back in my younger days, I used to hit up Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania after waiting tables.
Oh, it's not a Vegas slot machine.
No. So I used to play that back in my hometown. Okay. Back at Johnny C's.
Okay.
There's one slot machine for the whole entire town, and we used to hit that bad boy on a Friday night. Burn through all your tips, all right? I see Lucky Larry's, my first time in Vegas. I say, Maui, hold on. I gotta play Larry's. I'm in Vegas. I put in 20 bucks, and in 5 minutes, I walk away with 150.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. So that was the same machine from
Same machine. Same machine.
You got to meet Larry one day, man.
It was literally a machine that said vintage games.
That's so cool.
Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania.
That's so cool. Really lucky. Hopefully, I mean, they must be taking someone's money.
Yeah,
they've been in business since you were a child.
Yeah. All the people around that machine, they're all losing. There's more losers than winners in Vegas.
Lucky Connor.
That night. But if we're talking slots, I mean, Lightning Dragon.
Lightning Dragon goes
number
crazy.
1. It's okay, Perfecto. It's going to be all right. 5 rounds to the 4 of VP. Nothing to be ashamed of, but it is money on the line this time, and they opt not to buy on Axile. Missed shot out of James.
Connor, I think the better team is losing again, and I'm just going to put that out there.
I think the better team is losing.
Again.
Sometimes that happens. Anytime I lose, that's what I tell myself. But they're also only losing for now.
Indeed.
Norbert's looking ready to go. Just got to deal with the Glock.
I will also say, though, I think James, as a caller and an individual, has been standout compared to everyone else. But some of his teammates are not actually making all the best decisions. So there is that sort of weird duality as well.
Anyone you want to throw under the bus?
Mir.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was fast.
¿Tú crees que ya la está remontando los pros?
Axel on B on
No sé quién ganará, en verdad.
Norbert from Pit again. One of the most improved Pit players in the world. Makes it look so easy. That's 2 assists for Norbert, 2 frags for Norbert. This entire round is based on Norbert. Nice shots from Perfecto, and we got great things from him throughout this series. So burning the Pit player alive could have set up a beautiful 1v5, but it's a fast flank to deal with him. Nobody can stop Norbert.
And Norbert is somebody that I don't have anything bad to say about him, really, in terms of decision making. And nor Flit or Fame, actually, in this series. They've got some really, really tough trades. I think they were a huge part of that in general. Norbert has improved so much as an anchor on B-side on Overpass, as well as a Pit anchor on Inferno. And that was the... You know, he got memed after the Rio major for winning. Oh, Norbert won a major. That's funny that he got cut. But then VP actually started playing worse. They brought him back in, and the anchoring on CT side, I think, is what he definitely improved on the most.
James.
Pues imagínate.
Gets away with a quarter health. Norbert's going to be queued up. Oh, takes a bunch of damage to Boomich. But everybody's surviving these fights back and forth. I think that's the beauty of Norbert's story, though, right? When he got cut, he was told exactly what he had to improve on. And he truly came back with those strengths now in his back pocket. A testament to the transparency of Virtus.pro. You're getting cut for XYZ. Improve these things and we'll bring you back. And now he is thriving after his return.
We're still up on grenades here for Cloud9. We've got Boomich on just attack, but they're going into the 4-player CT setup for the 3rd time, this time with worse guns.
Or are they?
They are. There's a Bodo smoke coming out.
Mir slides into the corner. Doesn't have anybody to work with here. That's all right. He's got his headshot. He got his. Oh, and he flashes himself on the fallback. Eats an enemy flash. And they're going to be able to push through this. Jamin spawned, though. Doesn't shoot the first. Love the target selection. Knows he's being swarmed. Can't manage to hold off the Tech-9. But the Church player could cut off the bomb. And that's going to be problematic. Perfecto dies right after. Barely enough time for Electronic to force the issue. He will sprint for that site, and it comes down to the wire. Maybe. Oh, he misses it by half a second. And VP back to the lead.
Yeah, he could have defended it too. As soon as he saw CT, he was out of there. Nice try. And I thought it was a Moto smoke coming. It was still an arch smoke wrapping into CT, so they lost a lot of players in their way to try to get to B a different way. But there was a lot of resistance ready for that. I didn't even think that was... Well, they wouldn't really know what the setup is. They didn't hunt for info. So... couldn't get through it this time. VP get into the lead. Another half buy mixed, well, a force down, but with 3 Mac 10s. 4 Mac 10s, excuse me. My God, this will be a rush.
Okay.
And it will maybe work.
All right, why not? Little Mac 10 headshot from the gods. Flash here for Mir. He's got him blind, and he picks up the 3rd player on the approach. They will still flood past him as the Molotovs burn towards Coffin, denying a chance for Fame to have stopped it.
Yeah,
frag grenades to just pummel default plant.
They didn't hear it.
But the bomb's not there.
Yeah, so they saved the nades. Not bad.
Flash off the mark. Mir not too bothered by it. Second one comes out. That one's fantastic. Electronic getting it out just in the nick of time. And Hobbit even getting away on 3 HP, 12 health for Perfecto. We've got a player stuck backside. That has to be the anchor that holds this off for Cloud9. His other 2 teammates dead. Electronic is fighting, writhing as he gets the second on the cross. But I believe they jump on bomb with Kit. Yes, sir. Norbert to take that 7th, to give VP a 2-round lead as they will take to the T side.
Oh, imagine there wasn't one more player there for Electronic.
Imagine.
In the ball, that would have been a beautiful clutch. Nice try from him.
Oh.
There was indeed a point in the first 12 rounds where it felt like the better team, VP, were losing, but they turned it around. They enabled themselves to grab a few rounds towards the tail end of it all. Cloud9 trying their damnedest, but just couldn't lock in a few of those post plants. So some missed timings, missed stacks, etc. at the start of this half, kind of reminiscent of like going back to Anubis, where Cloud9 left the door open for VP in the second half. There. It's a 7-5 lead, but it's a T side that lies ahead of Jame and his merry men. The odds are now even. Ain't
dead even. They were just
dead even.
A tenth
Nobody
of a
knows.
point off before. Now they're just dead even.
Love that. Map 3 of a best of 3.
That's crazy.
12 rounds in, and we still don't know who's actually going to win this. We got everything we wanted from this series. Still a little more runway left to go. Smoke flash for Boomich. Teammate boosted. The entirety of Virtus.pro gunning for this B site. We've talked about Cloud9 and their ability to win pistols so far here in Copenhagen. There's a gap on that smoke, though. They can just press along the wall. And the T's themselves smoke off Perfecto's position, so he is a non-factor.
There's no way to see over the boost in this smoke either. Oh, nice shot.
Boomich, though, just pressing along the side of it. So it will be man advantage for the retake. No kit, though, for Cloud9 in this pistol round. And Perfecto can finally see. But Norbert drops his teammate from down beneath him, and Perfecto has to give up the spot as the T's throw another smoke on CT Cross. Ooh, this makes things tough.
Yeah, late banana play here from Hobbit. This might work out. Flit and Axel about to kiss.
Face to face. They can feel it. Berettas start to churn through. Damage is good. Flit, he'll finally die, but Jane picked up 2 headshots. It's gonna fall on Norbert. Sitting back sight, just iced out by Hobbit, but no kit. No kit, no time, no pistol. VP 8-5.
Good job delaying, and man, they had so many smokes ready for that. That was actually exactly what they needed. That was pretty much the only way that they could have pulled that off. And Cloud9, it might be a tragedy for them tonight, not picking up the second pistol after being down 2 rounds in that first half.
Considering there was no kit at any point. That's a crazy kill, dude. James, calm down.
That was sick.
Considering there was no kit in that retake, I feel like Hobbit was a little late to banana
Yeah,
flying.
that does mean that he was slow for sure.
Because he like stepped on the bomb site and it was already lost.
No, that's a good point.
So
you gotta account for that. You can slow it down if you have a kit.
I know a Hobbit's journey is usually a long one.
Yeah, and you got big feet.
Come on, my guy. Call in the giant eagles for whatever they do.
You're the one who does Fantasyland. You can't be getting mythical creatures incorrect. Call in the griffins, okay?
I'm sorry, I actually never watched the Hobbit trilogy.
You never watched the Hobbit trilogy on the plane?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Did you watch Lord of the Rings?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course, of course,
kinda,
of course,
okay.
of course, of course.
But you never watched Game of Thrones, actually.
Nope.
I know that kind of gets the last couple seasons.
I heard it ends badly.
It ends badly, but it's not all about the ending, okay? People get so obsessed with the way shows end.
It's true.
A lot of great shows have bad endings. You know why it was bad? Because your favorite show ended. Of course it was going to be bad.
This is fun. Let's see what happens. Come on. Do something. They just smoke it. Like, come on, VP. Play with them. You got a tango partner and you leave them hanging.
Yeah, they only take incredibly unfair fights, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Not playing your games. So
they don't even want the money from killing these unarmored pistols.
1 ump on T side, but they do buy Mac 10s on the T side. So they'll buy Mac 10s, but they won't buy MP9s. We need to. I'm trying to collect all the data I can to figure this out.
That's good.
So a mixed bag of SMGs on the offense, but only umps for CT side. I feel like trying to make sense of Virtus.pro is like reading hieroglyphics.
Yeah, like look at this.
What? Oh, that.
Yeah, trying to figure out.
Radio command, this is Dostan. James, do you read? Over. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 men over towards B. Reinforcements inbound.
Just perfect American accent. Imagine.
Imagine
privately.
Sí.
The stand.
¿Qué dice?
The spy.
Pues mira. Pues nada, pues aquí. Igual. No, ayer me hicieron la prueba, me dieron un tubo, y no sé cómo se llama la prueba esa. Me dieron un tubo para mirar el brazo y toda la polla y mañana me hice.
Oof. Solo, behold.
Supuestamente en la prueba para decirme si
the
lo operan o
Molotovs
no.
turn him back,
Primero
so
no me iban a operar,
no rush
y
coming through from
no
VP. We get Axile looking to take the helm, and yeah, he's gonna find the wallbang kill to Norbert. Good control, no panic. Costs him half his health, but
it's a sort of a quote-unquote bonus round here for Virtus.pro, so they're down to that 1 AK, the 1 Galil, couple of SMGs.
Yeah, that was a Mac 10 that died, so no biggie.
Looking at something, I think, light and fast now.
But that did just enable Cloud9 to go for the 3-player B stack, and Butch playing in front of the site in the open caught him off a little. Perfecto finds Fame with fire. And VP have a difficult choice to make. Do they just ram their heads against this site and hope that they break through it?
I think their style would be to like
save
it a little bit, just wiggle around, see what happens, poke it, pretend to take it.
They might just full-blown commit here. And actually, that smoke may make them decide otherwise. No, triple Molotov into the backside, spamming for Little Pit, but they don't find Boomich. So it costs them a little more utility. But again, this is like VP, right? They'll always play to down to 10 seconds. If they get something to pull on, they'll instantly commit. And they opt not to, keeping the Galil, the AK, and the UMP. All they lost were the 2 Mac 10s and every single grenade.
Worth. Nice hold for Cloud9. I mean, just starts off quietly with Axile in the apartments, silent M4 A1S bullets through that window as he's passing by. And we didn't really get to see the full sort of game plan of Virtus.pro come to fruition. But they're going to have more money to try on this next round, so Cloud9 still have to sit up straight. Only got a pistol in the hand of James, so what's on the ground? I guess he had, I think he dropped a gun over to somebody, so I'm not sure if he got a good one.
Would have been an UMP.
Would have been an UMP, okay.
Technical pause. No talking. Con el Wi-Fi, con el...
No hand signals. No snacking.
No flores y echo de menos hasta
crying during tech pauses.
Imagine that. It's just in the rules that you can't cry. You're just getting 13-0'd on LAN. Start tearing. Hey. Ref comes over. Smacks you upside the head. Quit it. Be a man. I bet you we could sell players tears for a lot of money.
Yeah, like the Beldafine bathwater type thing.
Something like that.
Or like with what? Whose tears?
Okay.
Like imagine Nico after Paris.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
Why would you do that?
Okay.
I like Boston tears. Oh my God, Boston tears.
Cadian after Rio.
Oh my God!
Ooh, wow. Bottle them up.
Honestly, I think you have a business.
Yeah, I just have to find a way to extract them.
Okay. Well, they're not looking.
Skadoodle after Cloud9
I'm not
won
crying,
the major.
You're crying.
Now
those tears.
That's $1 million.
At least we got some happy. Yeah.
$1 million idea.
Buah, pues entonces
que
conmigo no cuenten. Si me voy con el Byron, que no
Then what I would do for fun.
Now he snakes haters. You can tell their tears.
They're a dime a dozen. Norbert's had a hard time getting up into the apartments. Keeps getting pushed back these last 2 rounds. Come on, man. Let Norbert play his game. He's the best performing player in the server. And that is really, truly a testament to his improvements. Fame. Oh, he's found Sanctuary for now. Woo. He's getting toasty, but he's hanging on.
He's going to get a 10.
And he's got banana control before the CTs realize timing here could catch him if they're not too careful.
Oh my God.
Perfecto stands in the open. And now Fame, you know, he's gunning for the site, but he does catch Fame with a grenade in hand. Jame is with him. It's a 4-player pack looking to push into the B site. Boomich blinded, set ablaze, and Electronic's gonna push through. No one's watching. Oh, Electronic! He gets 2 at least. But at least Jame is able to take over the bomb site.
Can they actually go for this? It's a little bit awkward. This would take a lot here for both Axel and Hobbit. We've got 1 smoke. They could use it for CT, maybe for the plant.
Hobbit's looking around.
Oh my God, what a place to hide.
Beautiful cover from Norbert, but the nade almost kills him.
But he still gets away. They have CT smoke. There's no chance to fight back into this. No retake. This is for 10 rounds. Can Virtus.pro pull this off right now? Is there any way for Cloud9 to, I should say?
I don't think so, man. They don't see the possibility. Even with a smoke for Axile, could have taken Banana out of the equation.
It looked like a really good timing there for Electronic to get through, because they were about to jump on Boomich. But Boomich doesn't get a kill. He eats the flash.
Yeah.
The nades are perfect. It's actually Fame who finds the perfect timing. It's in transition. You know, they were just trying to get into a new setup in the B side.
Yeah, it felt like, you know, if he could come through and they were at least 5 feet further back, he can choose his targets, but he comes out in the swarm of T's.
Yeah.
Like walking through a pack of gnats.
Yeah, he tried to find that timing. It was close. It was close. It was worth a shot, I think, for sure.
Could have been a round-winning push.
It was this, basically, though.
Look at this. They're just too close. They're just all on him.
And Boomich couldn't get his 1 when he was top oranges.
Yeah. They were just all up in his business.
I can't afford close calls. I do have a couple of timeouts left, using 1 now.
Imagine we do a listen-in and that's all it is.
Go.
And that's the secret communication. That they're making calls via beatbox. We figured out the system. We've cracked the code. Another fight for Banana setup. VP's T-side thriving. It looks like Norbert can finally climb through the window.
I hate this setup. I've seen this setup fail every single time. At best, it's 1 kill.
Yeah, but it's CS2, man. You can shoot between things.
Let's see if it works.
Ow, ow.
I don't want to play anymore.
Just gets shredded down to 12 HP.
There's really no counterplay there. You literally got spammed for free, but like after a minute 15.
And what's the off gonna do? Shoot back?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the first time Norbert's finally allowed into the balcony, and look at the impact he has. Without taking a single point of damage, he disassembles the apartment's setup.
That's so good. That's so good.
Flit's happy to charge through that. I love the way they just crack open the smoke and push out. They saw the timing. They've got 2 players in orange. Perfecto knows they're in there.
Yeah, but he heard them. Or they heard him, I should say.
But he still takes Fame out and then jumps back into the smoke. No trade immediately out from Flit. The flashes come over, and there goes Flit in with the double. More damage as well to the cross, but Norbert hasn't committed yet.
They want to think about, Norbert's right. They can't go back to the other side of the map. This is actually the best place to go. Plant can go down. Electronic swings out. Doesn't see it quite.
Okay. Hanging on for dear life.
That same fountain saves Norbert again just for an extra second.
Good spam from Hobbit, making sure that he clears the board. We were talking about Mir's shortcomings on the CT side.
And he's going for good cover.
If he wants to put his name up in lights, now's his chance. 1v3 from backside, 2 players tagged up, and Hobbit's not coming in with the kit. So these 2 players on Coffin are soft. And Mir, first one, free. Second player, instant trade. Electronic gets on it. He's got himself a kit as well. All's good. It's Cloud9 7th.
Oh, it wasn't perfect. He actually could have if he got that second kill, he could have played time. I mean, almost guarantees winning that.
I also think Norbert makes a slight mistake because he could have planted fully behind the fountain pillar, but he left that little gap, and sure enough, Electronic slides up along the wall and sees him.
He didn't. Yeah, he was just. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
He was like 80%
just trying to get it down fast. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Couldn't
Nice
say
shot
that he's
from Electronic.
fortunate to even get the plant because Electronic doesn't notice him on the first swing.
Yeah. Just his little noggin.
But Cloud9 win a much-needed round.
No,
and honestly,
denying that.
No chance they even get close to that if not for the Flit 2K. Perfecto did some magic right there in the B side with his MP9.
Ooh, easy. What you doing, Flit? Gets dinked and burnt to a crisp.
If you want to know what he was doing, you can watch Mahone's video on the history of banana utility.
Yes, shout out to Mahone.
Oh my God. How did he source that? That is not the position you want to get into a 4v4 with.
No, definitely not. At least Perfecto's already leaning towards the A site, but that smoke's gonna completely deny his angle. Now Axile's stuck in a smoke. Perfecto was stuck in a smoke until Norbert took his head off. It's gonna have to be Electronic again, but he's fired off. They know he's back sight. Peek around box, Axile comes through. 2 kills, but not the third. And so Boomich on the other side of the map's got nothing to say about it. And Virtus.pro from 4v5 claim the A site for good.
Yeah, because James gets that 1 kill back on Hobbit, then the A site. There's not enough of a hold, essentially. They run through the resistance. 1-2 players down, no frags back, and Axile nearly puts a 3K together, but even at that point, it was a guaranteed trade in Big Pit. James would have got that, and Boomich was too far away. 11 rounds for Virtus.pro, and a bit of a longer series. Virtus.pro really had to earn this one, but now they're actually getting close. It's taking out Cloud9.
Man of the hour, baby. Norbert.
Norby.
Taking up the space that Flit has left for him. It's not every day you see Flit sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard and Norbert with more than double his kills. But that is what has happened here on Inferno. It's been an uncharacteristically slow series for Norbert coming into this. 17 and 24 across Overpass and Anubis.
It's just a fourth quarter player.
Third map is his for the taking, and a testament to the new VP formula featuring Norberto. Again, we were talking about a player that in this weird way was kind of laughed at by this entire community when he had a chance to hoist his major trophy. It was kind of like, Norbert, major champion? And that huge question mark has turned into an exclamation point. He is undeniable, as they are 2 rounds away from dropping Cloud9 in this best of 3 and locking in a spot in the group final. London on the line.
Wait, why does he only have an MP9? James has $3,000. What just happened?
That's what I'm saying. This is another one of those buys.
Mir only has an MP9, Tech 9.
We saw something like this yesterday in their opening game versus Big. They'd win a round and then half buy in the next, just guaranteeing a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's
just crazy math to be able to do that. And if it splits on 1800,
as long as it works,
man, and the CTs just don't have that much to use to fight back against this. They definitely don't have the utility to fight on Banana. They can pretend. But Hobbit doesn't live long in this spot. He's opping right now on this angle. He needs to do everything
Oh, and they just missed him, but second player is going to crouch into the scope, and Hobbit gets away. This buy is the equivalent of life insurance. Counter-Strike edition. They can come through.
Still no utility to defend this. He's got to hit his shots. There's another one.
Down to 9 HP. Boomich. He saw that second player, but he doesn't wrap through. Oh, Norbert comes back in. Not working with the best of weaponry. We get the quick chase up Banana, so James not feeling confident. Mir repositioning for the bomb plant. Now his hands are busy, and he's not going to get out of dodge. Hobbit swinging with the op for 2 kills and keeping Cloud9 in this.
That's a nice round out of Hobbit. If that boost got assembled right over the half wall, he was dead. So he needed to be as deep as he was to take down the first player in the totem.
And now we get to see
he got away.
Point of this half buy, right? This is why they didn't come in with the full purchase, to have money for this next round. So what does it look like from VP?
Yeah, that's the part that's sort of like, are they doing math to be able to full buy on this next round, or do they get another half buy and then they can buy again with their loss bonus? That's the part that I feel like they're thinking about the game a little differently than some other people.
Yep.
Because they do multiple, like, sort of 3 buys in a row, or 3-person buys in a row.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is that. It's going to be no op, which they don't necessarily need, but the utility that they need, and 3 rifles.
So a trio of AKs in 2 rounds. Leave it to VP to play unique.
Does put tons of pressure on the CT economy. Whenever you get a round where you're just guaranteed to have 5 alive at the end and don't use any utility.
Ooh,
oh my God,
Flit
you can't die
again.
Like that, Boomich, you gotta be safer.
He did this to Perfecto once, and he's gonna double down. Perfecto loses 2 teammates, neither of which able to post a frag. But there's no panic. VP don't come clambering through. They're just going to hold back on Banana for the time being. Comfortable 5v3 to secure a 12th round win.
No fast rotations just yet, but no plans to re-expand here for VP. Maybe just a re-aggro onto the B site after some time.
At least he picked up the smoke.
And I mean, I think that Perfecto, you know, is of half a mind to say, well, we don't even have odds to win on the A site. I've got to kind of hope. Yeah. Like, he can't hold B by himself. He will not versus 5.
Yeah, he knows it. Though right there, right off the losses, give Virtus.pro a 12th. So it is as simple as giving Flit an AK, letting him peek on B.
Yeah, last time it was Perfecto, and timings happen versus players who peek the top of Banana with the rifle. If you don't think there's an off there, for example, it's going to happen sometimes. But so far, VP are the only ones getting anything out of that. Flit at the top of mid, or at the top of B, getting this kill. And that's a sloppy shoulder peek from Boomich as well. It doesn't look like it, but every little bit matters. Earlier, it was Fame, I think, to get his on Perfecto, just walking around the corner.
Oh, right. Yeah, Fame, not Flit. Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to give both to Flit, but that's not fair.
He got back in the game. You pointed out that he was actually...
Flit was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this multi-round certainly helps. That'll push him up to 10. Passing Fame on the way, but still nobody can touch Norbert. 17 kills.
Can only be seen from the top. That's Norbert's view. He's in the penthouse, baby. Poppin' Champagne.
Two frags, and it's going to leave a mark. Cloud9. Oh, look at this back and forth we've had since round 14.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
7 rounds back and forth. And sprinkled into that is this, you know, off-meta VP buy pattern. Which keeps their economy nice and healthy as they move into this one with rifles across the board.
And some money left over.
Yeah.
Right? Tempo round right there. They get the win.
Yeah.
They did it with half buy. And this is why.
Ooh, I think not. I mean, you can't afford to drop that a 3rd time.
Yeah, they're taking just so much damage or just dying in this position. Why wouldn't you keep prodding if you're VP? You're the ones with rounds to play with. You can turn it up and be a bit more aggressive. Hobbit, if he was a little bit deeper on that position, but Norbert was aware of him.
Still has the player in boiler at least. Electronic stuck in here. Can exit through apps. He has Axile back there with him, but he gets a nice angle out the doorway.
Okay.
Cuts off the front end of the hit. Axile holds his in apps as well, and this one falls flat for VP. They try something different, and they're met by resistance.
Yeah, that's much better. I mean, the A-hold.
¿Qué pasa, Kevin? UFC humo, lo sé, tío, lo sé. ¿Y tú qué dices, Craya?
UFC humo.
I mean, this would take an abject
No sé,
failure by the
pero
B side if, you know, a walk-in ends up ruining their day.
Que van a guardar.
I see that bomb hiding in the apartment.
Si lo hacen bien.
We're gonna have perfect money to just buy again. So why did they? Why jeopardize that? So another round back and forth, an oscillation here.
Cloud9
CT side, but it's
está
the
fuera.
fragility of the CT side economy that is more exposed than anything else.
Nice play from Electronic. Felt like it was pretty important. Axile won his duel as well. Really did shut the door on VP here in round 21. 8 rounds, back and forth, with non-consecutive round wins for either of these teams.
Insane.
Mira qué cara de tensión tiene,
Cloud9 need to change that pattern right here.
Now.
Estaba con el oído izquierdo taponado, ¿sabes? Desde ayer.
If not, this series is over.
It's over, that's true. It's literally life or death. They cannot get on the merry-go-round anymore.
Estaba con el oído taponado, chaval, desde ayer.
Best of 3 as well.
Pues si te digo lo que he sacado, te quedas loco tú. Cuando lo he visto he dicho, ay, wow.
Mucha caquita.
No, pero no entiendo por qué. O sea, no entiendo cómo, tío. Si me limpio cada X tiempo. O sea, tengo un truco, ¿sabes? Tengo un truco. Con una jeringuilla con agua caliente, ¿sabes? Con el agua del grifo templadita. Me meto agua a presión en el oído. ¿Sabes? Y sale toda la mierda.
CT's very close though. Boomich known to be here, and the support gets unwrapped. Game and Flit a kill apiece again. It is these two who have been successful in opening the B site, and Perfecto is going to have to now hold on for dear life. The match is on the line, and the first kill's clean. Electronic picks one up on the other side of the map. We're going back and forth 3v3.
Smoke. That's a really bad smoke. Flit's going to take full advantage.
But they're not following through. James starts to walk this back bottom middle. Oh, we're gonna get weird, huh?
Es que estoy de mala hostia. Es que hasta que no la tengan en trabajo.
His gun. This makes it really complicated for the CTs to figure out how they fight back.
Electronic could get smoked off at a moment's notice. It's gonna be the big tall smoke too. Molly. That's gonna reveal Flit's position, and that's a huge amount of damage. 60 health gone off the Molly. Perfecto forced to change positions. James wins the duel. Electronic, it's a single frag, that's it. Flit got out of dodge, came back in, and trades out his captain. It needs to be the clutch from Axile, or Virtus.pro will lock in a group grand final. Guaranteed a chance to play for Blast Spring Finals in London. Guaranteed revenge over Cloud9 for their Thunder Pick loss at the tail end of 2023. Full kit of utility. Let's see it, Axile. He's going to open the smoke. Doesn't get the shot, though, and the nade just drops him to 40. He's chasing James from here to the end of time, but time is against him. That bomb ticks too fast, and VP moved past Cloud9, topping the group for now. A chance for Cloud9 to get revenge as this week goes on, but VP in victory lane tonight, and it's Norbert at the end of the series.
Y han ganado el primer partido, Cloud9, eh?
Virtus.pro securing themselves the top spot in that winners bracket, and that is where they will sit. Fantastic for them, devastation for Cloud9, and I'm gonna bring out a little bit of toxic tickle right now. I am so sick and tired, Babski, of teams sitting in interviews talking about how they know this play style, how they know what they have to do, and then coming to a decider map and not doing any of that. They didn't control the pace, they didn't chase them down, they didn't change things up. They allowed Virtus.pro to do those Virtus.pro things, and ultimately
2018.
Yeah, we also spoke about before coming into Inferno.
Así que este año como si se vuelven a casa.
Play from each team. The slow
No,
one
no,
from Virtus.pro
todavía
really
no
paid
creo,
off. I think Fleet and Fame was absolutely fantastic on that banana position.
I just think when Virtus.pro plays slow, if you play slow against them, you're out. It's not going to happen. In Cloud9, it almost felt like they were trying to slow down. They shouldn't have done that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also think that Boomich came in a lot of unfortunate situation on the banana. Like, James had really good ideas of where he's going to be in the late rounds where they could do the retake. So I don't think they had the game plan lined up, and I think Virtus.pro played a really good game.
You can see they did play a good game, and each of their players really popped off, made an effort, and ultimately they take the win. They're going to be really happy. Their first time here at Blast. This is good for them. And of course, like we said, it's going to push them all the way to the front there of the winners. They're going to wait now to find out who they'll be facing off against.
Yeah, it's been an impressive tournament from Virtus.pro. They did it with style against Big, and today they do it against Cloud9, who's also been looking super good at this tournament. So very much impressive by the likes of Virtus.pro.
Virtus.pro is going to be happy. Cloud9 still has a chance to keep playing. But there is one more match where one of those teams won't have a chance. Heroic up against Big. One of them is going to be going all the way down into the showdown. And of course, you have a chance there to see some of the scores that have happened so far. No big upsets, but this one's going to be interesting because I don't think there's a firm favorite in this matchup.
No, they've been looking
Vale, va sobre
I had big expectations coming into Heroic, coming into this tournament, but I've been disappointed from day one. Hopefully they're going to be able to turn it around.
We'll find out why Babsky's being so disappointed after this.
Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis.
Gigabyte, I'd like to ask you, how would you describe the old Heroic in terms of playstyle?
Annoying.
Sí, sí, verdad. Está gratis.
Heroic was one of the first teams to have that style on CT where they over-rotate a lot, they like regress and find those timings, and I think a lot of, I think every team in the world, all the top teams do it now. So I think they were some of the first guys who did it, and like that's the first thing I think about when I think about the old Heroic.
Tessus, I'll ask you now, how would you describe what the new Heroic is like?
Yeah, I think we're gonna find we're finding a mix right now, a balance of being able to react on the information and being able to also keep the style of like being able to react, but it's in our way, over-rotating, playing for information, but also having some more like set things and being able to have good protocols. Also did have that in the old Heroic, but we're gonna try to find a mix of everything what everyone likes, so everyone is comfortable. And right now I just think that you have to kind of play that play style where you are able to play defaults and being able to kind of go back and forth and see the situations in the rounds.
What do you need from an IGL to set you up for success as an opera team?
I can do whatever I want, which I feel like I have, so that's really important for me. Also, one of my biggest points when I come to team is that I want to be able to do whatever I want. I think if you have freedom, then it's like, then you have the responsibility on yourself to make stuff happen, right? You need to make calls, you need to take initiative, you need to help your teammates, you need to make them help you. Like, you need all the resources in the world as an opera, right? And you need to take them, you need to be a bit selfish at times as well.
Gigabyte, one final question. Is this the best team you've ever played on?
I would say so, yes. At least the best team with the best players around me, I would say. So maybe not right now we're the best team, but we definitely have the highest potential of all the teams I've been on.
You hear that, Yabby?
Iba a decir, tienes el Metal Gear Solid 5, el Phantom Pain, ¿no?
No.
¿Cómo que no?
No, no se pudo descargar de ningún lado, todos los enlaces los tienen corrompidos.
¿Qué dices?
Sí, no pude jugarlo al final.
Joder.
Welcome back to the Blast Premier Spring Groups, and we have an elimination match on our hands. It is the somewhat unimpressive big up against Heroic. Neither of these teams yesterday looked very good. They were a bit if we're honest, and now they have to face off to try and save themselves from not heading to the showdown. Babsky, what was it? I mean, well, let's start with big, okay?
Lo tengo yo y está en español.
They just weren't able to get right.
They weren't able to get the individual level down. I think they lack in that aspect, and I think
que no estuviera en español, que tienen todos los archivos corrompidos, los de las páginas Lululu.
Que no, gilipollas, que lo estoy buscando en Steam.
So much weight on those players. I mean, could we argue that it is because ultimately, I mean, I think Crimbo's a quality player, so you need to rely on your quality, right?
I would agree that it's a self-proclaimed responsibility. I don't think they want to do it, but they kind of need to do it with this roster. I don't think there's enough good players around these two to potentially move it up to a super interesting team.
Okay, but jump onto my side of the fence here. Whenever we see big in these big tournaments, a lot of the time, okay, not ignoring the RMRs and what we saw yesterday, but a lot of the time they punch way above their weight. So is that what is doing that if it's not the players?
They're great against the bigger teams. I think that's a big credibility to Tatson and also the coaching staff behind the team, because they have a lot of interesting players that they once in a while throw in the mix, and I think it catches teams off guard.
I agree with you on the Tapson specifically. I mean, he is, for me, he comes with a lot of experience. And I do think that age and experience allows him to kind of guide those players. They're going to be a lot more trusting of him. Plus, with experience, you get some clever ideas, right? So you know different strategies that you can throw into the mix that might help you get some rounds.
Yeah, I think they have some nice plays on some different maps. I think Vertigo is one of them that I'm looking at, where they actually bring a lot to the table, coming with new ideas constantly. I think we get a very easy clip. It's just something you can do with your friends, but it's really tactical smart in some way. We're going to see the flashes from Crimbo being lined up, and once they're being lined up and thrown, we're going to see the strafe and the Molotov combo on the other side, and it catches off the opponent. I think there's a lot of quality with the guys that they bring. They just have a lot of ideas. They just simply don't have enough.
Pavos y luego miras 22.
I wonder, though, how you change this up and still remain completely German.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have had the discussion before. Is it worth speaking English for a player of Mantu? I think Mantu's a great player. I just think the reasoning behind being 4 Germans and 1 English-speaking one doesn't make sense to me, because it complicates the communication.
So quick one, I mean, does Big go international? Can that even work? Big's whole identity is based on the fact that they're the German team.
Yeah, and that's what I'm interested in. Is it an organization decision, or is it Tapson who really wants to be German? Like, I need to know what is it behind the scenes, because Crimbo also just extended his contract, so it's a mess sometimes.
I wonder how Crimbo feels about this lineup and why he would have extended his contract. I know Banks has had a chance to catch up with him, so let's find out. Maybe he shed some light on it.
You see missing right now, being able to get some wins.
I mean, it's like right now it's a bit of a weird phase. I mean, sadly we didn't.
No,
I mean, it's really important. You know, the majors, like for me, it's everything. It's like it's not like maybe not prize money stuff like this, but it's like just for the it's just a huge like loyalty event. You know, it's the major. It's you get your own stickers and stuff like this, so it would be really wichtig if we get the max win again. So yeah, I mean, we give everything we have. We play a lot. We watch every demo together. But we just have to get a win back. We have to get our confidence back as a team, and then we can go start rolling again.
Now you talk about confidence. You've had huge confidence ever since I've seen you join this team, right? And we've been very impressed with you. You did sign with Big on a multi-year deal, right? It's an extension for you to stay with the team. I wanted to ask you more around what did you see, or what is the plan for the future that made you say, okay, I want to do this, I want to stay?
I mean, right now it was a pretty weird phase, like look at the teams. I mean, it's like all the roster moves, like Cloud9 is now Russian. There's like many, Heroic is now international. There are many roster changes right now. She's still coming out. No one's really know what's going to happen. Also the partnerships ending and stuff like that. But I believe in what Big has planned for me and for the future and for the whole team. And I believe in that. And yeah, hopefully it's going to work out. Sorry, got it.
A lot of insight there from Crimbo, answering some of our questions, hopefully answering some of yours. I don't know what any of that means, though, because if it doesn't show in the server, then none of it actually matters. It's curious, though. We were talking about the German roster. Heroic has gone international. That was an exciting one for a lot of Dane fans and the rest of the world. But Tessus has never actually played on an English team, so I'm curious as to how that's going to work for him.
Es que si
I know
no
Banks was
es
chatting
que
to him,
vayas
and
tú
I'm
al
hoping that he
counter o
brought that
algo de
very
eso.
question up so we can find out how Tessus is feeling.
Tessus, I just realised you have
Y
never been
ponemos a
on an
jugar yo, aunque sea
English-speaking
el
team.
Prince
But
of
obviously,
Persia
I
o
know you can
alguna
speak
cosa
English,
así.
we do interviews all the time. But how is it for you to transition in-game like
Lo que tú
this?
veas, a mí me da
I
igual.
think it actually has been pretty easy for me.
Es que no sé, tío.
English is not far away from like something. Like, I have learned it.
Es que no
throughout
sé
many
a qué
years, and
podemos jugar.
everyone basically can speak kind of English. And
Pero es
also
que mientras
it's
estamos
CS
pensando,
English,
nos
so it's
pasa lo
not
mismo que
really
todos los
the
días, hacen
crazy
las
grammar you
10
have
en
to
un
figure
momento.
out. You know, all the in-game stuff is, yeah, it's very similar.
That's a positive thing to see, because I know sometimes like you might just throw a Danish word
No,
in
no,
there
no,
when you're playing or
métete
something like
al
that, but
Virtus
this is a good
Empieza.
side. Now, this heroic is obviously
Te va a encantar el juego.
massively different, but how does it compare to your previous
Ya
heroic?
miraré yo
What are
el
the things
Phantom
you're kind of learning as you're
¿El
going
qué?
through this process?
Que ya miraré yo lo de
It's
comprar
hard
el
to
Phantom
compare.
Pain.
Like, first of all, the
Yo el
Es que no,
Phantom Pain
like,
yo lo
there is a
tengo.
like language barrier,
Por eso
but
que ya miraré de comprarlo.
I
Es
think
que
that's
en las páginas
counter
Lulu
every
no puedo hacer
international
nada.
team, like,
Están
things
todos los
goes,
archivos mal.
like, a half a
O sea,
second,
lo instalas y todo el
like,
rollo,
in
pero
forward,
cuando vas a abrirlo te sale error
working on,
siempre.
and
Y la mira
compare
Carlos conmigo y
directly
todo
isn't
así.
completely fair,
Y
because we
nada.
want to create something
Nada,
new
nada.
and something better than previous heroic or
Es
previous
que
for that
yo qué
matter.
sé, tío.
We're gonna try and mix the playstyles and find the playstyle
Pero
that
claro, el
fits us.
Starfield también nos falta por jugarle,
It's like
pero
I
el
can tell the
Starfield
future or
El
alternatively.
Starfield hay que cogerlo con ganas.
James
otro
Banks
más,
and read all his questions
otro
before you ask them.
igual
Who
que es
knows?
largo,
What we do know
joder.
is that this
Por
roster
eso hay que
on
cogerlo con
paper
muchas
looks
ganas.
good, and then yesterday in the server looked
A ver.
crap.
We've
Pues
seen
nada,
decent
gente, voy a cortar por aquí
performances from
y
the likes
ahora
of
abro
Heroic
un
here. I think they
ratillo.
have an interesting roster. I think we're going to look at to the left first. I think we're going to bring up Tessus. He's actually a